video editing hard drives. That's what we're talking about in this episode of Brian G. Johnson TV. And if you're creating videos today in 2016 and beyond, well, the hard drive solution that you settle on is going to be important. There are a lot of factors to determine what's going to be the best solution for you, such as redundancy. That's a fancy word for backup solution. And storage capacity. What about the speed of the drive? Yeah, that's a great point. We'll cover all that and more. Stick around.
Brian G. Johnson.
Hey, it's Brian G. Johnson helping you stake your claim, amplify your message, and inspire action. Like inspiring people to click the subscribe button or inspiring people to buy a product, signing up to your list, or sharing your content. And you can't inspire action online without really overcoming the technical hurdles that we face. One of those hurdles, especially for video creators, is storage and the equipment they use to ultimately store their files, their video files, with things like 4K video, even Super HD, which Super HD is 1920 by 1080. And what I learned when I began filming with the DSLR Canon 70D is the file sizes are tremendous. So let's talk a little bit about the Lasay and why it's a great drive. Number one, it's got a lot of capacity. You can get these drives in 2, 3, and I believe 4 terabytes. That's a whole lot of storage. And to give you an idea, shooting with a Canon 70D at Super HD, and that's 1920 by 1080, I was able to film about 80 to 100 videos and have no problem. That's storing the original raw files, creating new files to upload to video, compressing, things like that. 4 terabytes, and basically once I hit about 75 videos, I realized I needed a new solution as I had used up about 3 of the 4 terabytes. Now, there are some specifics to the hardware that you want to be aware of. Number one, how fast the drive spins is important, because as your computer and the software on the computer is accessing the hard drive, you don't want a delay. You want it to be fast so things don't lag. And I did notice that I had a bit of lag when I would create video files with a lot of different clips, a lot of different video assets, text effects, and so on. So this did well. It wasn't perfect, but it was reasonable. And that's another thing to consider. This drive, probably $200 to $300 or $400, and that seems pretty reasonable to me to be able to go for 6 months creating extremely high definition videos, storing all the files and so on. However, what to do next as someone who's very serious about video, someone that's creating a whole lot of video on a regular basis, and somebody that wants to create libraries of media assets, audio files, soundtracks, music, sound effects, images, and of course all those video files that I shoot. And especially when I'm on YouTube, and I'll give you a little bit of a hint, and maybe this will help you with really cranking out videos that get results. I save outros, I save intros, I save all the assets associated with a well-performing YouTube video, such as the end card or outro. You know, having an outro that leads someone to watch another video is a great way, and having that on the hard drive so you can just pull it in and stick it on the end of other videos is smart, it's helpful, and it helps speed up the video editing process. And I wanted to do more of that, and that led me to the Promise 2. And this is a beastly thing with a very, very high price tag that's out of reach for probably 99% of the people watching this video. However, if you searched for something like Promise or RAID configuration, well then you already know that these don't come cheap, but there are a lot of advantages over a single hard drive like this. Now let's talk about that. Number one is that once you kind of get to this point, there's not a lot of places to go above it as far as one unit, one hard drive that offers a lot of capacity. What you'll find is there's not a 10 terabyte drive. There is a system that can get you to 10 terabytes, and it's something like this, which is called a RAID configuration. What exactly is a RAID? A RAID is a series of individual hard drives that are connected and work together and are viewed as one hard drive. So when I plug this in, I'm not going to have 6 different hard drives. I'm going to have one, and it's going to give me a capacity of 15 terabytes for 15. Now, how does that work? Well, it works like this. This is a software-controlled, software and hardware-controlled RAID controller, and it helps to basically manage the software. You've got lights to let you know if all the drives are effective, are working as they should, and if anything goes wrong, you're notified, you get a light. And let's say you blow out one of your hard drives. Well, one of the really neat solutions and options with a RAID is that you can set it up so you have redundancy. So this particular configuration is an R6, meaning there are 6 hard drives, and basically what happens is you use 5 for storage, and you've got 1 for backup or redundancy. So if one individual drive fails, well, you pop it out, you buy another one. So I'll buy another one for say $300. I'll pop it in, and then these drives are able to rebuild the new drive, and I don't have to worry about losing my data. This is a big deal because now I can plug this into the computer I'm using today, and I can also plug it into the computer I'll be using in a few years, which probably won't be the iMac that I absolutely love. It'll probably be a Mac Pro. And another thing that's super nice about something like the Promise 2 is that it has connectivity with the Thunderbolt cable, which is extremely fast. So we talked about the importance of the drive being fast. So as the software in your computer accesses the drive, there's no bottleneck, there's no clogging up of the data, and it's fast and seamless. And one of the neat things about a RAID device is it's actually even faster because it's not one drive, it's multiple drives that work together to increase the speed, to also increase the storage capacity, and on top of that, to provide redundancy of the data. Pretty awesome. Now, there is another thing that's pretty powerful about the Promise, and that is, what do you do once this is full? So this is actually an 18 terabyte hard drive. However, because we've got redundancy, the capacity that I'll be able to use is 15 terabytes. So what happens when I get to 14 terabytes? I'm gonna start thinking, what do I do now? I gotta buy another one? Well, that's true, I do, but I can plug this into the Promise, and I can connect one Promise and daisy chain 2 drives together, and that's going to allow me to really not have to worry about trying to like transfer files, and this is going to make my life easy. It was a big expense, and something like the R6 cost around $2,000. My cost for this was $2,200, to give you an idea. So very, very expensive, not to be taken lightly. However, if you're a professional, if you're doing this on a regular basis, this can be a super investment to store and keep your data and allow you to move forward seamlessly from one computer to the next, and that's why I wanted to invest in it. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to me, B to the G, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button now. I upload new videos regularly aimed to help you make better videos, connect with your audience, and, well, amplify your message. I'll see you next time.